Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dashers podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dashers podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dashers podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dashers podcast. Sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back to the back of the back of the grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dashers podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dashers podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back and prepare to laugh. It's Drunk Dashers podcast. Grab a six-pack, sit back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 244 of the Drunk Dashers podcast. I'm your host, as always. I'm Tyler. And joining me, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Hey, how you doing, Tyler?
Hey, buddy. How are you? Justin just burped your name. It was really funny. I don't know if it's going to show up in the audio.
Oh, fuck. Well, I'm doing all right, dude. I'm so happy that I got another 3-day weekend coming up. I mean, it was sort of by accident. It's like I couldn't get really a ride over to work because bus lanes don't work on New Year's Day, apparently, in my area. And then it's like, oh, hey, let's go ahead and just like your usual ride's going to be out of town. And it's like, well, it was kind of funny, going to the workplace and stuff, just requesting my day off or something like that. It's like, okay, give a reason for leaving. It's like, cannot find ride to work. Just set it in. And I got it off too, so that's a perfect reason.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
Oh man, but other than that though, I've been doing well. I've just been playing plenty of stuff for the PS4 and some things on Switch, and that's about it.
Nice. Also joining us though, Justin's back. How are you, buddy? It's been a little bit.
I'm doing good.
That's good.
Glad to be. Holy, it feels weird in a good way.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, been a little bit.
Yeah.
How's life?
It's going good. Been off for almost a week now. It's going by too fast, which it always does.
Bullshit.
But yeah, Christmas has been cool. My grandma came up from around Dallas, Texas. It's probably one of her last times traveling up here. She's like in her 80s.
Wow.
So.
She drive?
No,
okay.
she's she used to drive everywhere, but she flies everywhere now. She loves flying.
Ah,
nice.
She trusts the aircraft. No, she came up here and it was awesome seeing her.
Yeah,
it was cool.
That's cool.
Playing games like Boulder Dash. I don't know if you guys ever played Boulder
I've
Dash.
never played Boulder Dash.
I love that game.
Yeah.
I want to play it soon with a bunch of people. But yeah, New Year's Eve is coming up.
Yep.
Sometime soon.
It is a Sunday night.
Maybe.
I'm losing track of the days as well.
Maybe it will be the day of. But
I don't know when this is coming out either.
Yeah. No, it's been really good. It's been busy. I haven't had much free time, which is like a big reason why I haven't been on the show, unfortunately. Definitely miss being on the show every week. But yeah, I've been listening to you guys. I got to catch up though. I've missed the last actually 2 where I'm going to listen to them because I've listened to every single one until those. Bitch. I don't know what has happened, but yes, I'm going to listen to those.
Giant Bomb Game of the Year is taking over.
Yeah. No, I don't know what it is. I was kind of like, I got to save them now because I'm about to be on the show. And I need to go back to them after I'm on the show. So, yeah, it's cool. Thank you very much, guys, for having me.
Yeah. Glad you can make it.
Yeah.
It was very important. I thought it was very important that we got you on the show because I don't know about you guys, but this is my favorite show of the year to do.
This is
favorite night of recording.
yeah.
Yeah.
This one and Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, usually when we get through the weird Halloween shit. It's not even the recording part. It's just like after the recording part when we just talk about weird ghost stories and watch weird videos online.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like we just turn the lights off and we just like watch stupid shit on YouTube.
Anyway.
Yeah, it's very weird.
That's awesome.
Listen to Misfits Halloween 1 and 2.
Dude,
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's so good. Listen to that if you haven't ever listened
Used to be the theme song for the Halloween episodes in here.
Fuck yeah, it did.
The intro and the outro.
I remember
I
that.
did part 1 and part 2 at the end.
That's cool.
I can't figure out how to record shit off on my computer. Anyways,
You'll figure it out.
yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. I got it on my laptop. I just gotta pull my laptop out.
How have you been doing?
I'm doing well. I'm the same way. Gables is excited he has 3-day weekend. I think we're both kind of depressed that we only have a 3-day weekend.
Yeah, that's,
we
that
both.
shows how bad and selfish we are. Just
I'm not being
ungrateful.
I don't give a shit. I don't want to go back to work.
Ungrateful.
I don't want to go back to work. No, it's we got the week off. I got both of our plants closed for the week.
Yeah.
So we both got a 10-day weekend. So I'm pretty upset about the fact that it's recording this on a Friday night. Typically we record on Saturday nights, but Friday night we're all free. Knock shit out. We were recording multiple episodes tonight. I don't know how many episodes we're recording tonight. It's gonna be quite a few though.
At least 9.
At least
I've been hearing.
We're gonna be off till like mid-April. We'll see you guys at E3 actually. No, yeah. For you guys that might not know it, we actually record twice a year, E3, and then we record Game of the Year every 6 months.
Pretty good job of guessing what's gonna happen.
Yeah, we just kind of throw it out there. And, yeah, we're pretty good about it. I just kind of mix the episodes up. I'm like, okay, this kind of worked out this week. And I just kind of mix and mash together. It's like Frankenstein with podcasts, you know. Just kind of record everything out of order and then just kind of hope it works out. Who knew that Gables and I both like Destiny 2? I was just kind of just threw it out there back in June that Destiny 2 was gonna be awesome, and here we are. You know, it's good. No,
good to hear.
Yeah.
I have not played it myself. I saw you play it though for a moment. It looked pretty cool.
Yes, I
saw like the farm and like grass area.
I said this on the.
I was like, go look at the water. Look at the water, Tyler.
It's pretty sweet.
And we stared at the water for like 2 minutes.
Tyler, look at the water.
That's pretty good. That's pretty
Look at
good
the water.
water.
It's nice water.
I've seen better.
It's nice water.
Super Mario Sunshine.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, you know, Pokemon Sun had too much water, so it kind of evens out. So people that don't know, we are recording multiple episodes tonight. We're going to do year in review first. This is a year in review show. We're going to have a bunch of different questions. We're all going to answer them. And then after that, we're going to each do our own personal top 10 list. They'll be hearing those. This is like Gables and I only like time off every year from the show. We love doing the show every week, but you know, every now and again, you know, the couple needs a little break from each other. You know,
Yeah. Even lovers need a holiday. The Chicago said.
Yes. Even Gables and I need a holiday from each other.
Oh my god, the way that was presented. Oh, Jesus.
I'm just gonna let it hang there. That's the best way. That's the best way to put it.
It's a great song, by the way.
Yes, it is.
You guys listen more Chicago.
It's okay.
I probably listen to it every day.
Yeah, almost constantly. Who knows? Maybe this earbud in my ear is just actually playing. I'm not even listening to Gables. I'm just listening to Chicago. No, but we're
It all
gonna.
syncs up.
It does actually. What's funny is this podcast. If you listen to it right now, and Chicago's greatest hit album, they all sync up. It's super weird.
Dark Side of the Moon.
Yeah, it's like Dark Side of the Moon, Wizard of Oz. Dark Side, yeah. Oh Jesus,
That's funny.
This is going well.
It is.
I
like this.
So we have a slew of topics to go over. I don't know if they're topics, really just questions. So in this week's show, we're actually just going to be going over. We have a few different things. I'm just gonna say what they are, and we're gonna tackle them one at a time.
Sounds good.
We don't know what our answers are to any of these things.
No.
Top 10 list. It's all gonna be. You're gonna be hearing it. Well, we'll be hearing it first, but we're recording us hearing it for the first time.
Yeah.
We don't know anybody's answers are after our questions and our top 10 list. All mentions nothing.
You're hearing live reactions later.
Yes. And a couple weeks from now, millions of people are gonna hear our live reactions from 2 weeks ago. It's so stupid, but it's true.
I love it.
This is going well. We've been bullshitting for like 2.5 hours for this to even happen. It's like 11 o'clock at night Central Time, and we just started doing this.
Yep.
So we're gonna be. It's like 6 in the morning. We're still gonna be doing this. So some of the topics we're gonna cover today are our pile of shame. Basically, games from 2017 that came out this year that you want to play or haven't played enough of that we didn't get a chance to.
Cool.
But then we have most disappointing / worst game. Figure just throw them all together. And then we have biggest surprise or most surprising game. Then we have most disappointing or a worst gaming moment of the year. And then we have best gaming moment. Most anticipated games of 2018. Overall thoughts on the year. And then last but not least, Justin actually came up with this one. I like this one a lot. This is my favorite thing we've done for this. I got one a little crazy with it. I got a whole page. I made a Google Docs for this night, and it was a little over 5 pages when I was all said and done. And that was me cutting shit back. There's about a whole page of a Google Doc just going over this most important game, and I also put / biggest impact. So maybe this might not be our game of the year, but maybe a game you look back in 5 years, this might be like the game that made the biggest impact, or the game maybe you'll think about first when you think about 2017 in gaming.
Very cool way of putting it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
But should we just get started?
Yeah.
All right. So
Starting with TC.
Yep. So we
Tyler.
before the show we figured out an order. I guess the way we're gonna do it this we're just gonna keep this rotation going all night. I'm gonna go first. Then it'll be Gables. Then it'll be Justin. We're gonna take turns each question, and then when we get the game of the year, we'll take turns doing 10.
Same order.
Same
Sounds
order
good.
all night. Keep it simple for us.
Yeah.
But 2017 Pile of Shame was the first question. My list. I actually had trouble thinking about this, and really I didn't have one until just listening to Game of the Year stuff from Giant Bomb and other people's lists, and people talking about Near Automata, Automatopoeia, Near Hulkamania, whatever the fuck it's called. That's really it. I mean, that's kind of my thing. Is I was listening, people talk about it. Giant Bomb kind of sold me on the game. It sounds like I kept hearing Metal Gear a lot, so I'm like, ooh, okay. And Platinum made a good game. And when Platinum's on, it's usually pretty good.
Yeah.
Even when Platinum's kind of on, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
So that's it for me, really. I don't really have a lot for Pile of Shame for this year. I think I pretty much covered, at least played enough of everything that I wanted to play this year to kind of whether or not it's going to be on any of these topics, my top 10 lists. I forgot. Night in the Woods was called.
Yeah.
It's a game I've wanted to play all year and just never got around to it. It's like a side scroller kind of game, but it's got mostly based off characters. It's
I
kind
did not know it was a side scroller.
yeah.
Interesting.
I've seen some videos of it. Heard it's
I
excellent.
was thinking of like the letter Slender Man, but better.
Yeah,
Wandering through woods.
it seems like
it's actually a side scroller.
yeah.
I did not know that.
It's more character driven.
I
You
should
make
have known that. I
decisions.
listened to most of the Giant Bombs.
Oh yeah. But yeah, it's just been a game that came out earlier this year that I just wanted to play, and I was backlogged until like July, and then like I finally got backlog. Splatoon came out, and then it was like August hit. Basically, just never got a chance to play it. So it's just that's one game. I think I'm gonna try the first few months of the year, couple months of the year of 2018. Kind of slow. A couple things I want to play, but I'm gonna try to squeeze it in there somewhere once I get a chance to. But that's it for me. Gables, anything for you for Pile of Shame?
Well, yeah, there are obviously a couple of games. One of them would have to be Pyre. That's a game that was a downloadable on Steam and on PS4, but I have bought the game. I have yet to download it and actually try it because I have been backlogged with other content, either from the Switch or from other type of like PS4 stuff as well. Obviously, the big name games, say like Wolfenstein 2. I know Nier Automata is another one, along with Persona 5. I know the Mario and Rabbids game. That's one that I've played a little bit of, but unfortunately I hadn't played enough of to really get a good feel of it. And let's see, Metroid Samus Returns. That one definitely is something I want to try to finish eventually. I mean, I probably will. The game is not exactly that long in terms of like length or in terms of like difficulty either. It's probably like one of those like 9-10 hour sort of experiences like other Metroid games were. What's that?
It's difficult.
Oh yeah. I would bet it gets difficult. I mean, hell, Super Metroid got
In a good way.
parts too. But other than that, though, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, there are some AAA games that I have yet to try that I probably would want to, like say Tekken 7 and then like. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right. Well, very cool, man. What about you, Justin?
My 2017 Pile of Shame. I'm gonna say Near Automata.
Automata.
Okay.
Automata. It is
I know which-
Automata.
I don't know
I
which-
can't.
Which way
I
described
could
it
do
was
it in my
right or
head.
wrong earlier, so I had to remember.
It's Automata, but I do it in my head.
Automata.
I know it, but I gotta like say it out loud for I figure.
That is a game that I've known. I hear about it all. I still don't know what the hell it is, and it sounds interesting though. I heard it's really good. That's definitely a game that I have not played that I'd like to try. Next one is Assassin's Creed Origins. The time that it takes place, the setting,
Yeah,
is what's really pulling me in to
That's your
want
game.
to try that game.
yeah.
Ancient Egypt, man. Just even if I don't like the gameplay, I feel like I like maybe exploring that, just looking around. Next one is Call of Duty World War II. Oh yeah, this I've almost bought it a few times, but the reason I haven't is because I'm not able to get PSN right now. So like I haven't bought it because like that's a big component of that game.
Yeah. Oh, you won't play online?
I want to play online.
Okay.
Eventually, I do want to play the campaign though because World War II. I want to see it again.
I've heard mixed things about it. So.
Yeah, I've heard it's awesome, and it's like, you know, I don't like the like. It's very mixed bag, like you said. This might not be the actual name of the game. Senua's Sacrifice.
Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Thank you, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. That's a game that I have not played that I would definitely love to check out. Another one here is I put South Park, Fractured Butthole, but actually I had to play the first one first before I get to that one, so I put 1 and 2 on there. Definitely want to check those out. I started playing the first one, but I feel like okay, that's from a few years ago now, so I'm gonna play like a
2014.
Yeah, newer game. Then go back to it, but I'm not gonna miss out on that game again. I'm gonna check out both South Park games. I love South Park. I don't know as much as some fans do, which is totally awesome. That like I wish I knew more of South Park stuff because I kind of fell off a little bit, but I still respect South Park. I love South Park.
Yeah.
The next 3 are ones that I own that I feel guilty for not completing or just not giving enough love to. First one is not completing, and is Cuphead. Need to go back to that game. Absolutely think that's.
Can I stop real quick right there on one? Yeah. So I always want to point out that if I was good at games, that would be like a top probably 5 game for this year. Like that would be all like.
You can get good at games playing this game.
I wouldn't have.
You're good at,
I would
you're
have
good at games. You're good at games.
I would light the house on fire. Like playing that game. All right.
Something's coming down.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna die today.
But that game was fantastic, and I respect that game as being like it's a game I know is really great.
Yeah.
But I can't do it.
It invokes a video game spark.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it pisses you off.
Yes, I keep wanting to play it, but every time I play it, I'm like, someone's gonna die. So I'm gonna stop playing this.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Cuphead, gotta go back to that game. I will complete that someday. There's an oath to myself.
Gables will be in like 30 minutes apparently because he's so
here.
good at goddamn video games.
And you know, it gets really hard, but that's not the main reason I stopped playing it. Like things came up, but I'm gonna get back to that game. I love the challenge of it. And Tyler, you're exactly right. That game is hard, and also sometimes it surprises you how easy you can beat things once you figure it out.
Yeah.
In some spots, that's pretty cool. And next 2 games are in the same category for me because I think that I didn't have enough time to give them the love that I wish I could have. Was ARMS and Splatoon 2. Yeah, I just want to give them more time because I think I'm going to give like you said, not much is coming out like with the next possibly month or so.
Yeah.
There's games coming out for sure. But like I might have some free time there to actually delve more deep into them because I love Splatoon. And actually my number 1 game that I haven't played though, that I want to, have no idea, like haven't played anything in the series, is Yakuza 0.
Yeah.
Heard great things about this game.
Yeah.
It sounds really interesting to me. I want to check this game out so bad. I'm going to pick it up sometime soon.
Yeah, the Yakuza games as a series I've always been interested in, but it's just like it's one of those things where I don't know if it's my kind of game.
Yeah.
Like it's
almost like Grand Theft Auto in a way.
Yes, that's kind of like
the Japanese version.
Yeah, that's basically what everybody. It's like.
But then I start hearing about this for sure. Then I start hearing about the stories in there and like the characters. And like,
it's actually more like a Saints Row, where it's just wacky off the wall.
Maybe it is.
Like
I never played Saints Row.
It's just like a wackier version of GTA.
Interesting. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my number 1 game I haven't played though. It's pile of shame, but it's like that's number 1 that I haven't got to yet. That I want to this year. Yakuza 0.
Cool.
It takes place in the 80s, man.
Yeah.
I have a thing with the 80s. I love the 80s.
Who doesn't love the 80s?
It's interesting and cool.
VH1 did a whole fucking thing about how they love the 80s back in the day. That's the thing about loving the 90s, but you can forgive them for that, I guess.
Yeah. No, that's it for me, though, for a pile of shame.
All right, man.
2017.
Well, very cool. Then we're going to move on to the next thing of most disappointing / worst game. So some maybe... this isn't like one... obviously, I was trying to, like, at the time, I was trying to think of, I was going to do one per thing.
Mm-hmm.
But this year, I can't do it. There was so many, I mean, for everything, not just this topic. I actually had to cut some games off this list because I had so many.
Yeah.
Like, 2017 is very, very well could be the greatest game, or greatest year of all time for video games. Just
It very well could be.
for all-time
I
great
want
games.
to talk about that, but it's interesting. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with you. I was thinking about that on the way here. I was like thinking about 2017.
Yeah.
It might actually be. Actually, yeah. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
But there were still some disappointing ones to me.
Yeah.
And I have 3, and there was a competition for a couple others, but I'm just gonna run through them real quick. First one is obvious. I mentioned it, like it's brought up a few times. It's Mass Effect Andromeda. This is by far the most disappointing game in years to me.
And you love Mass Effect.
Yeah. Fucking, like, I don't know how you fuck up Mass Effect, but they did it. Like, and when you hear, well, I know how because I read the Kotaku story from Jason Schreider about kind of what happened with the game, where it was like they spent 3 years making this one game and they realized it was too big for what they were trying to do, so they had like a year and a half, basically had to redo the entire game in a year and a half, and this is what we got. Still was even if you take all the bugs and the animation and all that aside, it's a bad game. The world and the characters are dull and empty.
It's sad.
Yeah.
It was like a hot potato.
The story sucks. The game sucks. The combat is actually the one part that's better than the original Mass Effect games. Like, they did a good job of making the combat, adding some verticality to it. Like you have like a booster thing. You can actually like go up the ledges or get higher up and get the high ground. And that was like the one shining part about this game. But everything else about it just sucked. Like it was just not good.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know how you fuck up Mass Effect, but they found a way to do it. I'm not even really. I don't even want to blame EA for that. Yeah, it came out buggy, wasn't ready yet. But if this game was 100% completed, I don't think it would have been a good game either. It might have been an okay game, like maybe a 7 out of 10 game.
Can I quickly make a comparison to a game that I have not played that did not come out this year to this game?
Yeah, go ahead.
I think EA also made or published. Catalyst.
Mirror's Edge Casual. Yeah,
Mirror's
that was
Edge.
also EA.
I feel like it's in the same boat in a way. That Mirror's Edge was not as renowned as
Mass
this
Effect.
game, but
Yeah.
like just this way, it's like kind of almost like they made it just to make it. Like
Yeah,
we started, so we can't not finish it now.
I think the problem with Mirror's Edge Catalyst was it was kind of like, okay, well, fans want a Mirror's Edge, but a Mirror's Edge from what it was then won't work now.
Gotcha.
So we have to make this. So they wanted let's make
They
an open
tried.
world
Okay.
games as service kind of thing. So they wanted to do like an EA spin
Okay.
on Mirror's Edge. But yeah, I see what
Sorry,
you're saying.
yeah, sorry to throw you off.
No, you're all right. No, yeah. I see
yeah.
what you're saying though. That's good. It is a good comparison. But yeah, no, Mass Effect. Mass Effect. Mass Effect. Mass Effect. It is Mass Effect. Yeah, no, my only regret with this game was I put almost 40 hours into it before I convinced myself to stop playing it. I played that when I had a week off, and I wasted my week off playing that fucking game. So, fuck that game.
You were a big fan trying to find it.
Yeah, I was
trying to hold on to something in
trying
there.
to convince myself it's a good game, but it just wasn't.
The house is burning, and he's trying to grab the books from it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I'm like running
The
into the house,
dog.
grabbing like the things that don't matter. Well, the dog matters. The books don't matter.
yeah, the dog's already
Fuck the
outside. He
books.
already saved that.
Yeah.
He's going back for the amiibo now.
Yeah. I'm just going back to the amiibo. That's a great way of putting it. Like things that don't matter.
Giant Yarn Yoshi is.
Yes, I gotta save Yarn Yoshi. If anything, Yarn Yoshi's gotta be saved. A couple other ones I want to run through real quick. Outlast 2. Huge bummer. I think critically it got pretty good reviews, if not better reviews than the original Outlast.
Really?
I just did not like it. I think maybe it was hype. Maybe it was. I mean, obviously, most disappointing has a lot to do with hype. But I think maybe I liked Outlast so much because it was the number 2 game of the year for 2014 when it came out, and the original Outlast was. But I think that game coming out of nowhere helped quite a bit. 2014 was kind of a down year for games too, but even still, it was a really good game. I enjoyed it. Gables had it number 2 that year as well.
Yep.
And I think what.
No, I also love that game, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The experience I had, it was pretty amazing.
Yeah, it was an awesome game. Came out of nowhere. It kind of created almost not really created, but rejuvenated a genre of a game style of that kind of like first person. You can't like more of a. It's kind of a walking simulator, but you can actually do things in the game in a way.
Rejuvenated horror in a new way.
Yeah, Yeah, it brought it back to
because I never played a game quite like
a game
that,
like Outlast, like Resident Evil 7, or the way that is when it exists without Outlast. I think to a certain
possibly,
extent.
yeah. No, I'm sure. I'm sure it's inspired.
I mean, we see so many rip-offs nowadays. I think that being like the kind of that first of its kind was cool, and seeing a few years of knockoffs and trying to find a game that's like Outlast and never finding it. And maybe it was just that the first one I played was like really all I needed.
Yeah.
But I thought with this one, I didn't really care for the new story. I didn't really care for the open world style, when it's kind of not really open world, but it's just bigger areas.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one was only a few hours, like 4 or 5 hours, and this one was like 10 to 12 hours. And I got like 7 or 8 hours in this game, and I looked up where I was, how much more I had to go, and I was like, I'm not having fun with this. I don't want. It's almost like a Portal 2 aspect, where Portal was great because it was a couple hours, but like Portal 2, Portal 2 is still a great game, but it was like 12 hours. I'm like, the game works better in like short chunks, and I feel like that maybe if this game was half of what it was, it would have been better. Like a tighter experience would have been better. And then last but not least, Pyre. I love Supergiant games. Transistor and Bastion are fucking fantastic games. I beat those games multiple times in a day and age where I don't replay a lot of games. I mean, the music is great. The characters are really good. I thought the characters were interesting, but there's so much story in this game where like the first two are just kind of like top-down action games, and this one is just like the Pyre, like I can't remember the actual game. I think it might just be called Pyre, the game, like the basketball game.
Mm-hmm.
It's super fun. Like I want to play. I'd like love to play a game of just that. Like that's how much fun that is. But it was so few and far between. Like you play the game for an hour, you might actually play it for 10 minutes. The rest was just reading the dialogue. I like the characters a lot, but I just don't give a shit about the whole the world and the universe they built. The dog, I think his name was like Ricky or something like that, is awesome. I thought but I could not. I just wish there was less story and more to the gameplay in this game, and that's weird to me because I like the gameplay a lot, but I thought the characters were still really good in this game.
Mm-hmm.
I just could not give a shit less about the story, and it just drowned out the fun parts to me. Was the reading all the boring dialogue of the game. Yeah, those are my most disappointing though. Those three. But what about you, Gables? Do you have anything that was bad or just disappointing this year for you?
Well, not necessarily like bad. I mean, I kind of did a good job of avoiding, for the most part, games that I would have considered like just playing right away. Then all of a sudden, it's like, no, this game is shit, and just getting rid of it. But there are some disappointing aspects of games that I have played this year. One of them would have to be for the the repeating stuff inside of open world games in general. But what I'm more or less referring to is like when you're doing like side missions inside of an open world game, and they're like a repeat of like the same 4 or 5 missions, like in each part of the map that sort of gets kind of repetitive after a while. Now, the game in Suspect that I'm talking about is like the Tom Clancy like Ghost Recon Wildlands and stuff. This is a game that I went through. I played over 60 hours. I basically put almost the same time as I did with Breath of the Wild for Zelda, and I basically completed the entire of this map, right? And oh my god, I do not ever want to play the game again, even though I had such good times with it. And that's just the thing, though. It's like the game in and of itself, the main story stuff and the things you go are pretty nice, though. But when you go towards like the side missions of this game, they seriously do like a repeat of like the same 3 or 4 structure types of missions. Like you got to capture this point, or do this, or do that, and stuff like that. I found that was disappointing. Another thing which I kind of found disappointing from this year was some of the after game content for Destiny 2. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of it is locked either underneath like the whole thing about silver, inside the marketplace. So we've talked ad nauseum about how like Bungie and Destiny 2 have like using like microtransactions and stuff to get some of the best stuff inside the game is all locked behind things. Well, I made a little discovery last night. Because I don't have the Temple of Osiris DLC or any other type of DLC, I'm pretty much locked at my character, like not getting any items or any type of like things over like 300. Which kind of sucks, is because you can actually transmute certain items to like around upwards to about 360 and stuff. That's just the thing. The most disappointing thing about Destiny 2 so far has been my waning interest inside the after game content. Because here's the thing, with everything else in mind and stuff like that, it really is kind of disheartening that a lot of the stuff that I could be getting is locked behind like the microtransactional paywall or something. Armor, weapons that I could be using for my character at the moment, but no, they're stuck because of a stupid fucking like individual like indivisible like shit, pretty much. But you know what? Other than that, though, I really don't have too much other types of stuff. You know, just to talk about in terms of most disappointing.
Okay, well that's good then. It's not a good year for you then. What about you, Josie? Anything for you?
I have one game here. It's one that I didn't play. I saw it through other people, and it's also
Team Mutants in Manhattan.
this year I was a little more conservative on games that I bought, just because I kind of had to be a little bit in like
Conservatives.
Yeah, and it's like and you know, like, so I was a little more conscious of. In some ways, no, not at all. I completely went blind into it because I'm like a fan of these games. But like some games, like I'm gonna wait, which I would have done like last year or the year before. But this year I kind of waited, which is no knock on people that don't do that. This is like what happened to me this year. And Outlast 2 as well is my disappointing game of the year, because I also loved the original Outlast.
Yeah.
And I played the demo, and I actually really liked the demo.
Yeah.
I thought the demo was so cool.
Yeah.
With playing the demo, I didn't really know what the hell this game. Besides, just like I don't know where this game's going. Like, if there's this crude story to it, like I don't know where that's going. But like, I still enjoyed the things I was seeing, the scenery and stuff. But this, like, I was kind of surprised actually when it kind of came out. Like, just yeah, like Tyler said, some people gave good reviews, but like people that like I listened to before that liked it, including Tyler. That played it, you know, they didn't quite dig it as much as the first one, and I do plan to play it eventually, but it just disappoints me to hear that, because I think that that was a very special, you know, it wasn't like it probably isn't like a AAA game, but it's like kind of in the middle too. It's like some other games, like it's kind of like
top indie game.
Yeah, it's like it's disappointing to hear like some people love the first one's reactions that way, especially when like the studio kind of struck gold or whatever with that thing. They had like a good thing going, or just like, you know, they tried it again, and you know, people make mistakes. Things maybe the second time around aren't as good as the first time. I'm definitely willing to give it a try, but that's disappointing to hear. That's all I want to say. I've not played it, so I guess it's yeah. But yeah, I was disappointed to hear that.
Yeah, fuckers had a very lucky year. Sounds like then.
Yeah.
God damn it! I'm sitting there like cutting games off my disappointing list. And you guys are like
there
struggling
were
to find shit. Yeah, it was a top 50 list at one point. All right, well, moving on then to biggest surprise, most surprising game of the year. This
cool.
Last year was like I always talk about, like I thought it was the year of surprises,
Mm-hmm.
whereas like games that like we had really like, oh, okay, that game's coming out, and it comes out, I'm like, holy shit, like Titanfall 2, like holy shit, that game was fantastic. Doom.
There's a lot of
games we were hopeful for.
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
Some maybe not so much on Doom.
Yeah.
It came out and
like,
boom.
What you would have asked me at the
Cool.
beginning of 2016, make a top 10 list of what you think is going to be your, at the end of the year, your top games in your top 10 list. And Uncharted 4 would have been it. Like, that was the only game that would have been like, going into 2016, I knew for a fact would be my top 10 list. Everything else was just like, out of the blue, Firewatch, fucking Inside, Last Guardian, Doom, Titanfall 2. And this year, actually, not as surprising, but I think still some pretty good games came out of nowhere for me. Some that I knew were coming, some that I didn't. First up, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. Nobody knew what this game was until after it came out.
No.
Like, it was talked about.
Somebody did, but not.
there was like a little bit of, there was buzz behind it. There was like it was Ninja Theory coming out. They got some good passive games coming from them, but really nobody knew what this game was. Like, is it Dark Souls? Is it a story driven game? Is this a hack and slash game? What is this game? And then like I had zero interest in this. I didn't know. I thought it was like a Dark Souls ripoff. And then like I started hearing about it. And like I started reading reviews and I started like listening to people talk about it. Like, this game fucking sounds fantastic. I picked up, it's $30. It's like a go ahead.
Question: do you know what it is now?
No.
Yes.
Yeah. No. I know what. Yeah, obviously I know what it is now. But it's it was. I thought for a game that kind of talks like that deals with really mental illness, and it does a good job of dealing with it. It doesn't deal with it like in a clickbaity type of way. It doesn't deal with it in a like. I feel like they deal with it and they handle it well. It's a very touchy subject, obviously, and the way they deal with it and the way they explain it in the story. All of it it's super fascinating the way it all plays out. I mean, I don't want to spoil it. I'm trying to avoid spoilers for the show, even though it's our end of the year stuff. I think we'll do our best to do so.
Yeah.
If we do spoilers, we'll try to let everybody know about it.
Yeah.
This is a game though I thought they handled it super well. The way it wraps up with everything is fucking fantastic. But like even the way you play the game, like using like this is a game you have to play with headphones.
Yeah.
Like,
I remember I've heard that from you and a couple other people.
Yeah,
too.
like if you play this game just regularly, it's ruined. You
can't play this game listen to a podcast.
Yeah,
sounds like,
or even just like listening to it on your television. Like you need to have headphones. The way it's so like literally like your left ear you're having like it's like almost like the angel devil thing like you see in like TV shows a lot where it's like you have one person tell you to do this, one person tell you like the angel telling you to do like this thing and the devil telling you that's how it is with the earbuds. Like the left earbud's telling you like you should do this and then the right like the left ear is being optimistic, the right ear is being like fucking like this is gonna happen, like bad things are gonna happen if you do this. And like the whole way it plays out and the way that Senua's character plays out is done really well. And the combat's really fun. And it adds to the anxiety of the game. The game deals with mental illness with the whole, like, you'll lose your save file. Which just, I don't understand how it works. I've heard mixed things about it. But that whole, like, and like when I played it when it first came out, like, I'm just like, am I going to lose my fucking save? If I play, like, if I die a lot?
My save!
Yeah, like, I don't...
You have mental illness now because of playing the game?
Yeah, like, you just get, it just gives you anxiety playing this game.
That's terrible. So.
But, yeah, that's one of them. A game I made fun of for, like, a whole year. Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yes, you did!
Yeah, I ripped on this game. Like,
awesome.
This game sounds like garbage. The Rabbids suck. Like, Ubisoft's going to ruin this game. And they fucking killed it, man. This was a super fun game. I talked about I love the XCOM style games, and they did a really good job. It was probably the most fun game experience I've had this year for me, from just a pure fun standpoint.
That's cool. It's like a strategy game. That's cool.
Yeah, I really liked it. It's simple, all that. Like XCOM I like, but it's just too.
It's got a lighthearted story. It's funny.
Yeah, like
that's cool.
Everything works about that game. For what it is, they do a great job of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then last but not least, Life is Strange Before the Storm. I'm not going to say too much because I'm going to talk about it a little more later. But it is a game I didn't know I wanted until I played it. So it was a game that I was very meh on until I played it. So I'll talk about more later. But that's my other one. But what about you, Gables? Anything most surprising game this year for you?
Sonic Mania, without a shadow of a doubt, is my most surprising game of this year. Now, the past couple of years, it's not been really as definite and stuff. I mean, last year was really definitive. I mean, Doom was, like, breakaway my most surprised game of the year, because, essentially, I don't play those type of games. Hardly at all. But for Sonic Mania, yeah, it was most definitely a surprise. Hell, going off from the common things of what Sonic games have been over the past 10 years, and all of a sudden getting back to form. And I was thinking, oh, okay, I'll just try this out, let's see, if it's going to be decent or not. End up buying it, downloading it, just playing it, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my god, this is exactly what I wanted. Every single bit. And that's just the thing about it. It's like Sonic Mania in and of itself, it defies your expectations because you're so used to all the shit from Sonic the Hedgehog, that franchise, that whole aspect of the whole aspect of almost everything over the past, 20-something years that series has been around, but everything else just seems like it's been ignored and stuff like that, and you just focus on what Sonic games were. Simplistic, definitely there were some complicated like level designs and stuff, but you're just basically having fun terraining through like all these courses in specific ways, that you could take. You could take one path this way, one path another way. I mean, hell, that's just exactly what I'm asking for inside of a Sonic game, That in and of itself, just how much I was enjoying that game, it was just crazy. I haven't felt that way about a Sonic game in almost 20-some years.
Nice.
So yeah, that's definitely my most surprised game.
Cool, man. What about you, Josie?
My biggest surprise, just because of a game that came before it, really helped this happen, is Resident Evil 7. I don't know, I saw previews for this game, trailers. I heard people talk about it, played some demos and stuff. I actually played a demo myself with Tyler here at the PSVR at GameStop one time.
I remember that, yeah.
In the parking lot in a little trailer. And even after playing that, I still didn't know what this game was. And, well, it just surprised me that what it turned into and how much I actually ended up loving this game. And, yeah, that's my biggest surprise. And it has a lot to do because I'm a huge Resident Evil fan. And I didn't like the path that they were going down. And I still think they retained some of that in this game. But the things that are more prevalent are not that, which I'm very happy about. And the next surprise is the same one Gabe just mentioned there, Sonic Mania. I think I put this game. I got it on Switch. I downloaded the game, and I didn't think about anything else game wise. Play anything else till I beat that game, and I had a smile on my face the whole time.
Nice.
That game is it's the best Sonic game I've ever played. What that means, I don't know. It's really fucking cool. I love the old Sonics. I love the idea of Sonic, and like he was talking about, a lot of the level design. It helped me appreciate the old level design. It helped me appreciate, wow, if this could have kept going in this direction, yeah, it didn't have to look just like this. But if it could have went in this direction, in this strange way, and use the strengths of Sonic, man, what the game it could be, and what it showed that it could be, and what it could have been back then and now. It's interesting. It's a weird game to talk about. But it's a big surprise for me.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool ass fucking game.
Oh, that's cool.
Big surprise.
Yeah. But moving on. The old pro.
Yeah. That's
okay. Moving on to most disappointing / worst gaming moment of the year for you guys. So I have a couple. One of mine is, without going into spoilers, the after credit scene from the final episode of Life is Strange Before the Storm. It ripped your fucking heart out for me personally. Nintendo Switch's event in January. That after all the awesome publicity, all the hype we got from that original when they announced with the Switch, they showed the Switch off.
Yeah.
And then watching that, and you're you saw
I loved it.
They spent half of it talking about fucking HD Rumble,
yeah,
1-2
for
Switch,
sure. There's some
and
low
ARMS.
points.
It's just this is the old Nintendo. They're ruining it.
This
Fuck.
is Nintendo. Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, it's just all the things you fear about Nintendo came out of that. But obviously in the end it worked out. But and then
That's
also
cool.
Last but certainly not least, Unraveled is still a thing that exists. That's my worst gaming moment of the year.
God damn it! If I had to pee so bad, I got to slap you silly, boy.
Fuck Yarny. I put this in here, and then Justin last night sent me a text of fucking Yarny. Just a
You
picture.
really put it before that?
Yes.
I knew it. I had a feeling I would force it. I could
Yes.
sense it. Force sense it.
Yeah, 4 cents. Yeah. So.
I knew it. I had to put it in.
Fuck Unraveled, everybody.
To balance the force here. I love Unravel.
No, you don't. You just hate me that much. I'm kind of curious. I was thinking about this while we were making those. What's gonna be 2 years ago, 2015? We had Codenames Team. You loved it. I hated it.
I did.
Last year,
I really do like it.
Unraveled. You loved it. I
Yes.
absolutely hated
Was
it.
that last year?
That was last year.
It was moons ago, 3-4 years ago, because of all the hate.
Yeah, it's just the years of abuse you've had to take because of your shitty taste in video games.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm curious what's going to be our Unraveled Codenames Team this year. I don't know if we have one. We might find out in the top 10 list. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
I know what it is.
Okay. Well, we'll probably figure it out that night. But what about you, Gables? Any terrible, disappointing moments or terrible moments overall for gaming this year?
Well, you know what? For gaming this year, I mean, there's no question, man. Just like the lack of content in sort of major AAA releases, either due in large part to certain microtransactions or certain loot crates that are just been like filtering around. I mean, think about it. You know, from the span of like through the whole trifecta of the EA releases, from like either Mass Effect Andromeda to like Need for Speed Payback, and even like Battlefield, like Star Wars Battlefront 2. You know, it's a shame though. I mean, even specifically for the Mass Effect game, because of how disappointed that game was released. I mean, it's not even going to get any of the DLC or any type of the content that it was going to get, and that game does leave a lot of room for other things to be filled out. But it's just with the games like from what EA released this year, and even like some from like Warner Brothers, with the Middle Earth, like the Shadow of War stuff, with all the content, all the sliminess that's been involved, with say how Bungie's doing with Destiny 2, with some of the shaders and some of the best loot and the best stuff locked behind paywalls and stuff. I feel that has been more or less one of the most disappointing trends, if not like one of the most worst things about the gaming industry this year. And quite honestly, I just hate it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I understand. That's good. It's good. All good points.
Yeah.
Loot boxes have definitely been the talk of the town the last few months. So, was that pretty much everything for you for this one?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, it's like I didn't really have too many disappointing points. I mean, heck, I mean, there were some Nintendo stuff which like, oh, okay, this is like not so great, especially the press like announcements and stuff like that back like you were talking about and stuff. But yeah, you know, I can't really remember too much.
Yeah, lucky you. Hashtag fucking Revel. Go on, Justin. What's your most disappointing moment or worst gaming moment of the year?
Oh, I gotta piss so bad.
We could take a break after this and go pee.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Take a pee too.
Thank you so much. It hurts. This is kind of like this is definitely gaming. It's like the Pappet of Musters. It's the Master of Puppets for gaming. I dropped my Switch one night on the ground in my kitchen, and shit. I was as it fell like slow motion. My mouth went agape, and like I saw it hit the ground. Like
what size jelly side up?
Jelly side was up.
Okay,
Jelly
good.
side was up, but the Joy-Con was not happy.
Oh.
It's been a little weirdly loose ever since. It's bothered the fuck out of me, but it still works, and I'm okay with it right now. But that was the worst gaming moment of this year. Was dropping it just because like
not.
I try so hard to like take care of stupid electronic things, and then like I'm out there like dumb. Like I had like a beer, and then I'm hungry for a cracker. I take the Switch with me. I pick it up like a fucking sloth out of the thing and walk it over there just to stare at the screen, and I just drop it like ah! And no one's even awake in my house. I just drop it all by myself, and I'm just like, just terror strikes my heart. That was the worst gaming moment of the year.
I think it's placed to my children. I dropped the Switch.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Understandable.
But yeah, that's it for me.
I figured putting Unraveled in your top 10 list would have been one of your worst moments from last year. But okay, whatever. That's fair enough, I guess.
That's fucking crazy.
All right, so now we are on to our best gaming moments of 2017. I have a few. So, without spoiling anything, the entire, pretty much second half of Wolfenstein 2. Pretty much every moment after that.
Wow.
In the last half is awesome. I don't want to spoil anything. Justin's still going through it.
Yeah.
But even still, this is a game you need to experience.
Cool.
The final mission on the ship outside of the sun in Destiny 2. Gables knows what I'm talking about. When you're on the ship, when you're on outside and like you gotta like go from like blockade to blockade without like being burned alive by the sun. When you're like right outside the sun, it's pretty awesome. Like it just looks.
They don't sound very Destiny-like. That sounds cool.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Not the thing against Dust and Destiny.
Oh no, I understand.
It sounds very interesting. Like
yeah,
different than Destiny that I'm used to.
It's a very cool thing. They want to do
get
once.
burned by the sun.
Yeah, it's really cool, and like being in combat and also trying to like not be burned alive.
That's cool.
Very sweet. This is a bit of a spoiler, but we've all played it.
Okay.
But playing as Bowser at the end of Mario Odyssey, going in, warping into them, and then like seeing like everything from like the last 30 years.
Yes. And then when you go into the pipe.
Yes.
Sorry, just to add to that, like, all that, yeah, totally.
Pretty much that like the last 10 minutes of the game.
That's pretty fucking.
And then New Donk City. That whole
just all of a sudden you're there, like holy.
That
fuck.
And then the last part when you play Donkey Kong and you know being the one-up girl and all that.
Yes.
And then just turning 2D in Mario Odyssey for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Feels so good.
Yeah.
It's like literally the same physics as like Mario Maker. It feels like.
Yeah.
To me, it's like the new Super Mario Brothers type physics. I like it.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And then also no new Unravel this year, so that's pretty cool. That was also on my list for Justin even made that sent the picture text to me. So I'm pretty happy about the fact there was no new Unravel this year, even though they announced there's a sequel coming, which is
thank God.
Unfortunately, it's happening. But that's pretty much it, really. What about you, Gables? What's some of the best moments for you this year?
Well, I'll tell you what, for gaming-wise, some of the best moments played off this year was going through and playing on the Switch for the first time with Breath of the Wild. That was definitely pretty fun. I mean, gosh, just going through just being overwhelmed, like what I needed to do first. Hell, I even went through when I first started playing the game, like the first 8-10 hours or something like that. I barely even got done any type of main quests. I was just going trying to unlock towers and collect all sorts of resources and shit. So I was just discovering just so many different things. I mean, that was one great moment. I mean, hell, some of the other great moments of this year have been mostly Switch related because it's like that system, I wanted it so bad. I got the system. I've been playing games almost nonstop, the damn thing, give or take a few months, just to try to play other different types of stuff, either handheld or on the PS4. But Mario Odyssey definitely was, God, that was pretty fantastic too, with all the other stuff. The game in and of itself, structured so well. The level design is so intricate, and there's so much content just shoved inside, much like Breath of the Wild and stuff. Both of those games I credited like being some of the best game moments of my year because it's like there was so much good content and so much good things hidden inside both of those games, Easter egg wise, like small features that were so fun and stuff, that literally it's the type of stuff that I look for inside games now, because it's like you can make a game, you can make it like streamlined, you can make it something like that, but if you don't have enough content or if you don't have enough like creative for how to go through and engage your players to play the game well after you've beaten it, then you didn't do your job as a game designer. And that's just something that I kind of take a great deal of while looking back at some of the best gaming moments I've had this year, and they've been mostly affiliated with games that I would love to replay again. So, games like Breath of the Wild, games like Mario Odyssey, and stuff like that,
Very cool, man. Well, what about you, Juzzy?
I have one for this. I have several awesome games, or moments of the year with games, but this one I think sticks out the most. And it's the first time, which is crazy because like the first 15 minutes, 10 minutes, if even. First time I walk out of the Shrine of Resurrection in Zelda.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just all of a sudden, it's all dark in there, and all of a sudden, you just colorful, and there's grass, and you're like, there's a living world. It's your first introduction to this massive world that has so much character and stuff, and it means more going back in hindsight. It meant a lot when it happened, but even more now that I've spent almost 200 hours in that game. Just, man. That's my gaming moment of the year if I had to pick one.
Nice.
But I do have several ones too, but some are kind of spoiler territory, so that's my number one favorite.
I do want to add on a personal note, getting to see the Zelda Symphony. Something we've been talking about.
Dude.
Just that I'm talking about doing. I mentioned it on the show when it first happened.
That is a gaming moment.
Something that happened to we've been talking about doing that for seeing that for 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing the all the cities are hitting in the 10 mile per hour back in the day when we were teenagers. I'm like, dude, that'd be so cool if they come here one day, and they came here one day.
Yeah,
they finally came here, and it was awesome.
It not only was the show awesome, but it was just a good night in general, a great night in general.
Yeah,
fun hanging
Packers
out.
won.
Yeah, this is really cool.
Before Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone.
Nice bringing that up. That was cool.
Yes, overall, it was an awesome night. That one girl next to us cried. multiple times.
Yeah.
Watching it. That was really weird. But yeah, no, I almost cried too. It's totally
Me
fine.
too.
Should got her number.
I should have, man.
Dude.
She was a very attractive young woman.
Yeah.
There was a lot of very attractive women.
Yes.
There.
There was a chic there.
There was a chic. She was a very good looking
And
chic.
yes, it was a lady after all.
Yes, there was a lady. Anyways. But moving on to most anticipated games for 2018. Not so. I'm hoping this is like 2018 turns into like what 2016 was, where it's just like a bunch of games out of nowhere or games living like they're way better than we thought they would be.
Yeah.
Because 2018 right now isn't looking super hot. Like there's a PlayStation's got some good stuff coming out there, like a God of War, Spider-Man, things like that. But
And Rockstar's.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
There's a handful out there. Yeah.
Real quick, I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is Last of Us 2 slated for this year or next
They
year?
have not given
Not
release
nothing.
yet.
Okay.
People
I was just curious.
Yeah. So this is basically games that have a 2018 release window on it that has been mentioned for 2018.
Okay.
Obviously, some of these probably won't happen. Some of these for me will because
Yeah.
they've already got release dates. But I have 5.
Nice.
Far Cry 5. I love the Far Cry games. Far Cry 3 and 4 specifically. I'm excited for another one. A little upset. This sucks. It got pushed back a month, but
Yeah.
it's better to be pushed back a month.
Can I add to that?
Yeah.
It's the first Far Cry. Not that the other ones look bad. The first one, I'm like interests the hell out of me.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
it takes place in Montana.
Yeah.
I think it looks. I don't know. Something about it seems pretty interesting to me.
Yeah.
But yeah. Go ahead.
That's a game I'm definitely. I was a fan of Far Cry. I'm definitely interested in. A Way Out. That's that sites 2D split screen game with the people break out of prison.
Yeah.
That's coming out fucking 4 days before Far Cry 5.
That looks cool, man.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that game. Next up, Detroit. I'm a big fan of what they make in Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls to a lesser extent, but I like that style of game. So
I hope it's awesome.
me too. But yeah, Detroit's one of them. Shadow of Colossus, another game I want to play for a long time. Obviously, you guys listened for a long time. I'm a big Last Guardian fan. Japan Studios made this game.
Yeah.
Game's been out for a long time. Unfortunately, I already know the ending to it, which sucks.
I don't.
But luckily for you, so I already know the ending to it, which might ruin the game for me, maybe. But yeah, it's a game I'm super. I've wanted to play for a long time, and I already got pre-ordered, so I'm excited to play the game.
I gotta add to you again. The only one of these games I've played is Last Guardian.
Yeah.
They've made, and this game has always intrigued me, and I've never played it, and I also want to play this game really bad.
Yeah.
This is
So
our list.
February 6th. No, it's fine. And then this is probably my most anticipated for games that have 2018 release date on it. Metro Exodus. I love the Metro games. People have probably listened to the show for a while. Towards the beginning of the show, like when we first started the show, I was ranting and raving about how great. I think Metro Last Light is what the second one was called.
Mhm.
Love the game. I love Metro 2033.
2033. Yeah.
I played him a lot back on the 360. Replayed them again. Majority of them again on when they released them for the PS4. So it's a game I didn't know where. It's one of those games I was hoping, but I didn't think we'd ever get a sequel to because it never really was a super popular game. It didn't sell outrageously well, but there was an audience behind it.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to hear that there is there is going to be a third one in this game.
That is cool.
Yeah, so that's probably my most anticipated going into 2018. But
Nice.
excuse me, what about you, Gables?
Well, let's see. Coming on the horizon right now, there hasn't been too much unveiled, but Dragon Ball Fighter Z is definitely one of those games that I am looking forward to. Not only being a good Dragon Ball fan, but also for the fact that the fighting game in and of itself really reminds me of old Marvel's Capcom. That has me the most excited in that retrospect. Because here's the thing, because of Dragon Ball games being so hit or miss in terms of like their quality and in terms of their combat size, it's just kind of interesting to see something a bit more refreshing in terms of the combat, because it's handled by, I think, Artwork Studios, the same studios that are behind the Guilty Gear and some parts of the Blaze Blue series of fighting games. So this one it definitely does have a good pedigree behind it, and that's probably one of the main reasons why I kind of feel this game is not only going to transcend about just being a good game, but it's going to transcend and be on the competitive scene, I hope, for like at least a while, because there are some wicked-ass combos you can actually land and execute inside this game.
And I think it's going to transcend its franchise. I think it's going to
I
transcend
hope
Dragon Ball
so.
Z. Nothing against Dragon Ball Z, but like I think it's going to transcend that because this is like my number 2 game of like last E3
Right.
behind Mario. Like when I saw, it, I was like, this looks incredible to me. And yeah, just had to add that. Like it looks fucking so cool to me.
Well, let's see. Dragon Ball Fighter Z is one. I'm actually just kind of catching a blank. I mean, there's other like rumor type of stuff that could possibly come out in 2018. I mean, possibly Metroid Prime 4, possibly a Pokemon game for Switch. I mean, but at the same point, I can't think of anything else right at the moment because there aren't too many things I'm looking forward to inside of 2018 at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, understandable. But what about you, Josie?
I have one game. It's my other favorite superhero, Spider-Man.
Okay, yeah.
Yes. That game looks... I don't know. It looks cool, but like I'm optimistic about this game. Like I'm excited for it because in the past, actually my favorite superheroes, their games have been my favorite superhero games as of that I can think of. Batman, and also Spider-Man. I love some Spider-Man games in the past, and this looks really cool.
Is that Insomniac making this one?
Yes.
No, I think... Oh, they are?
Yeah, there's 2 PlayStation companies I always get mixed up.
Who's the ones that made one of the launch titles on PS4, like in Seattle? Who makes
Second Son.
That's Second
That
Son.
was-
There's a lot of rumor like they'd be good
Sucker
at
Punch.
making this game, but they
That
it's
is Sucker
Insom-
Punch making this.
No,
Is
No,
it Insomniac?
it's
not.
Insomniac, I thought.
Sucker Punch is making that Japanese
Yes,
open world game.
yep.
That's right.
Yes,
Those are the
Ghost
2
of
I always mix
Tsushima
up.
or something.
yeah, which I haven't seen anything of, so I
Nobody
feel
has.
like I've watched like something of that because that was kind of interesting. But no, I think Spider-Man and maybe God of War. I have not played it. Like I haven't really like fell in love with any God of War, but this one looks cooler than the rest. A lot of ones that you guys mentioned I agree with too.
Yeah.
But like my number one's probably Spider-Man, just because I'm very curious to see a Spider-Man game in 2018.
Yeah.
Like what is that game like?
Yeah.
I love climbing to heights and looking over the edge. Like that stuff is cool.
Yeah.
To me, like I'm very curious about this game. So.
When we rarely get a good Spider-Man game, it's usually pretty good. So
Yeah,
they're usually better than yeah.
I'm very curious. I love the
Surprised no one
I
said
love Spider-Man.
Kirby or Yoshi. I'm looking forward to Yoshi, but not so much Kirby. But I'm gonna get Kirby probably. But
My thing with those games is like which not a knock against them, but I feel like I know what they're gonna be, and I think I'm gonna love those games.
Mm.
But like Spider-Man, I don't know. Like I guess it's not really like doesn't really make sense to anticipate, I guess. But like I'm more curious about Spider-Man than I am like Yoshi or Kirby.
The ceiling for Spider-Man is much higher than Yoshi.
Yeah, which I think I know for a fact that Kirby and Yoshi are gonna be really fun games.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they're not, but I'm almost like I'd bet that
They're safe bets.
I bet they're gonna be pretty cool ass games, and the ceiling is not, like you said, not as high as like Spider-Man. I'm very curious about Spider-Man, but yeah. I mean, thank you for mentioning those games. 'Cause I think they're gonna be fucking cool. I'm excited for lots of games coming out, but like we said, there's not a whole lot announced. I think there's gonna be a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
Not only with the games we know, like maybe being good, maybe being bad. We don't know.
Yeah.
It could be an interesting year. But like this thing's like, this game's announced, and like 3 months later, voila, the game comes out.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I'm really excited about 2018 because I feel like especially on the Nintendo side, I feel like there's like almost like this. All we know is Yoshi and Kirby for sure,
Bayonetta.
and Bayonetta.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's all.
Which is 1 and 2.
That's all first half.
Yeah, which
stuff.
is
So we don't know what the second half's going to be for them.
there could be some really cool, some interesting things we don't see coming. Maybe some things that maybe aren't our thing, but some interesting surprise. Maybe there is a Wii Sports thing. I don't know.
1-2 switch.
Some weird things that we don't expect. I kind of want the unexpected in a way.
Yeah.
I want some strange things. Yeah, from everybody.
It could be like kind of 2016 was in a way where like E3 came out and that like we didn't know what 2016 was. The second half was until we got to E3 and then there's like all these games. These are all the games come out in the last 6 months of the year. I hope that's okay. I mean,
I really like that.
and there's probably gonna be a big direct for Nintendo in January.
Which I'm very excited about.
Yeah, not confirmed, but
Hopefully this is good. better than the
Yeah.
January one for most people, which I liked it, but I agree with a lot of the criticisms about it.
Yeah.
I get it.
But yeah. So moving on to kind of all our overall thoughts on 2017 and gaming as a whole. For me, it's something I said numerous times already, but it just felt like a year where, like, almost. I think maybe this is part of the problem. Like when we look at 2018 in a sense where it's like, I feel like every game got delayed to 2017, and pretty much all those games, all big AAA games, got delayed to 2017, and they all fucking just hit, and they're all great. Like I know, obviously, like Mass Effect,
And
like
they were
that.
surprised that you didn't expect to hit that hit
Yeah,
as well.
like Nier and Neo,
And like Rabbids,
Horizon, Mario and Rabbids, yeah.
Yeah.
There was just, but to me, it just felt like that. It was a pretty busy year, all year round. Like I talked about earlier in the show, where like, I don't know if it was really in the show. I think it was. Oh yeah, it was about Night in the Woods, or Night. But like, I had a backlog from hell for like 4 months. Like I was trying to dig myself out of, and then like as I finally dug myself out of it, like 2 weeks later, fucking August hits and like everything came out. It just felt like this year we never got a break from gaming. Like even the summertime, we got good shit. Splatoon, ARMS, fucking Life is Strange, Uncharted, Lost Legacy, Madden had a fucking awesome story.
Sorry, real quick. Pile of shame. Uncharted Lost Legacy. I need to play it someday.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love 4. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Remind me of that.
Yeah, not a problem. But yeah, I mean, I just thought that it was just a year. I mean, and Gables, and then this is like Gables, like running theory for a long time is like every 10 years, like everything lines up, and it's 1997, 2007, 2017, yeah, everything lines up, and he's been saying this for years now. This wasn't even like going into this year. This is like 2015, 2014. He was saying this, and he fucking nailed it again. He was right. Every 10 years, and a year that ends in 7. Like everything aligns in the gaming world. I'm excited for 2027, guys. I think we just fast forward to this.
Camp out.
We're just
Forget
like
gaming until then.
yeah, like what's the point? But yeah, no, I thought this, and this is something I was gonna have maybe have a topic on one of these days, but I was like,
At least the last 2 sevens.
oh yeah,
Like 1997, like I know there's some badass games in there, but like it was like if Mario to me and like Ocarina of Time was shoved into that year, which like Ocarina of Time was like 98 and like 96 for Mario, I think. Then it'd be 97.
I can think of 3 games that are major releases of 1997. That's GoldenEye 007, the Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and Final Fantasy VII. Those 3 alone.
There you. I mean that alone. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it's
007 is my favorite of those because it's the only one I played.
I don't care for any of this.
But nothing against those games.
No.
That's cool as fuck though.
Yeah, but no, it's just, man, like, if I want to like go out and I want to go look at like every year, I want to go back and like just have like a few hours to kill and just like look up like all the top games that came out that year.
Oh yeah,
For the last 20 years.
I've done that.
And
Trust me, Tyler. It's such a trip. I've done stuff like that before, and I have chronicled little lists and stuff like that to where there were specific games in that time period. That's how after doing a bunch of research, that's how I felt that this year, 2017, was going to be the year where everything started just hitting the fan, so to speak.
Yeah, in a good, beautiful way.
Yeah, like it's just there's so many all-time great games this year.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
That
Not just that's just
ones
the thing.
that question the old ones that came even like an existing franchise.
Exactly.
Where
There comes.
Oh, this I can't go back to this because of this.
It just feels like there comes a point in each decade where like gaming has gotten to such an extent to where like there's just one time, maybe like 1 year, one period where like all these games come out in mass in this one short amount of time, and it just redefines like what type of genre the game was in at that point in time. We're talking about puzzle games, RPGs, platformers, action-adventure games. Hell, this year with the open sandbox games where we don't even know what the hell to do with a lot of these games because it's like, yeah.
Redefines and also like, you know, kind of like snap out of it, man, like slap you in the face to some people. Like just like,
yep.
You had the right thoughts, but let's think about this for a moment.
Yeah.
Just kind of slow down a little bit.
Yep.
That's why I feel like some games have showed and have proven through like their design and stuff. Like just you're on the right course, but like just slow down and be more creative with it.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna be this is the year that's gonna define this generation of gaming.
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
When we look back at
that's a weird point too.
Yeah, because you just look at 2007 though, like Mass Effect and Call of Duty and BioShock, Call of Duty 4, like and Rock Band, Childhood 3,
Mario, fucking
Orange
Galaxy.
Box, Mario Galaxy, like those defined
Everything
that
you've
generation.
Yeah.
Like that had a ripple effect on every game that we played. Pretty much the rest of the 360 PS3 generation, and really up until the last few years, even.
When did the first Dead Space come out? I was curious.
That would 08.
Was it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, I just feel like this is gonna be more of the same. I feel like we're gonna see a million PUBG clones in the next few years. We're gonna see a lot of games try to do what Breath of the Wild did. We're gonna try to see like how we're gonna like Mario Odyssey, Horizon Zero Dawn. Like we're gonna see a lot of games try to and we're gonna see probably a lot of really good clones of that, like we did with.
Maybe Sonic Mania will bring back some forgotten games that have went downhill and really make them good again by certain people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I just feel like this is going to be the year that defines this generation. I think this is for the future. I think this is kind of like this is the first year where like these new consoles feel like their own thing.
Yeah, and it's weird because like technically, you know, if you want to keep counting generations, this is the newest generation for Nintendo.
Yeah.
It's an interesting time because you have like Xbox One X, PS4 Pro, and you have the Switch.
Yeah.
And you had the Wii U, and you had it's interesting as hell. Like, is there really generations anymore? Probably not. In some ways, like not saying like, oh, there won't be a PS5. There will be a PS5.
Yeah.
I'm just saying like, technically, Switch is
They're not
the first ninth gen console.
Yeah. It's not as cut and dry as it used to be.
Exactly. Yeah, things are different.
Yeah.
Different landscapes. It's very interesting, and I think you guys are right on with Tyler. That you saying that, and Gabe saying like this is sevens, and also like this is like a kind of a look at things to come and inspiration to things to come, and kind of a shot back to the roots of things, and kind of like a slap of cold water in the face. Like for some people, like for some things going on, like not everything's bad. There's a lot of awesome things happening. Well, besides, I mean, within like some of the bad things too, like just the like microtransaction stuff going on. Like we talk about stuff for a long time. You guys talk about it. It gets boring, but like, just I think it's a good year for all that stuff though, and there's a lot of stuff coming to light, which I think is really nice.
Yeah. Overall, it's been a great year.
I think it's exactly.
The positives way out the negative to me.
And the negative things that are brought out, I think, will be a positive later, and I think hopefully people will learn from things and stuff like that.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't. Gables, do you have anything you want to add on to that? Or...
Well, honestly, it's not so much like for me to add on to some of this stuff. I mean, we've already went through a bunch of good stuff like that have been good surprises, not only for this year in general, but quite possibly could lead up to another trend inside 2018. Hell, just going through and thinking about all the great games that have released this year, it seems like this year in general, it's like this year pretty much is the year of Nintendo going through and just having an incredible surge from this time last year, where they were pretty much dead in the water with the Wii U. The 3DS was pretty much picking up most of the sales with the games, and you had big name games like Sun and Moon that had just released that year and stuff, and all of a sudden a year later, it's like we pretty much are talking about, gosh, some of our best gaming memories, some of this past year, a lot of it being on the Switch, the system that Nintendo launched, and like how impactful a lot of that stuff is. That is just really the year in and of itself. It's the year of like surprises, the year of like so many great games, and it's like overall it's like it's kind of like what Justin was saying a little bit. It's like each different platform by each different company feels like a unique type of market, and it feels like a unique type of perspective for each like part of the gaming industry.
Unique to me.
Yeah, that's just the thing. You have the Xbox being the most
more,
powerful.
more unique than it did like when
Yeah.
Xbox One and PS4 launched together. Like, it feels more unique now.
Yeah, it feels more unique now in a sense where they tout themselves as having the most powerful hardware with some unique experiences to their platform. Then you have everybody on the network infrastructure for say like places like Steam and say the PS4 stuff. Then you have those of us that love playing on the Switch would have all just all the convenience of a console and like a mobile device all in one. It's like so many good stuff.
There's a lot of choices, a lot of
Yes.
a lot of cool things happening, a lot of competition. Competition. It's not just about power. It's not just about mobility with like the Switch. It's like you're seeing a lot of cool things on both ends. I think it's just really neat. To me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
It's
agree.
not just one or the other. It's like there's a cool mixture of shit happening.
Everybody's got good things happening.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good enough for me. I mean,
2017 in terms of gaming, is a really interesting and unique, cool year.
Mm-hmm.
And I know we say it like about like most years probably, but like, there's something special about this year though, and it's like, it's crazy that it's like almost over.
Yeah,
It's weird. It's
I
like,
think what makes it special though wasn't just like years past. It would have been like the last few months, and then like the first 9 months of nothing.
yeah,
But it's like this year, it's just been like I said, it's just like it seems like every few weeks something big has happened, and like good big has
Yeah.
happened. It's just like one big thing after another.
yeah,
Whether it's a new console on the Switch, Xbox One X, fucking Zelda, Mario,
yes,
ARMS, Splatoon 2,
Cuphead,
Uncharted, Lost Legacy, fucking Destiny 2, Horizon. I mean, it just seems like we can't go
SteamWorld Dig,
SteamWorld Dig 2, yeah. It's just every few months or every few weeks, it's just something. It's like you take a breath. Oh man, okay, made it through that barely. Oh shit, here's 6 games I missed.
Yakuza 0.
Oh yeah, there's like all these games that
all
we
these
missed.
games I want to check out.
Yeah,
like Senua's Hellblade.
Hellblade, yeah.
And
It's like you can never like. In a way, it's like anxiety fueled year of trying to keep up with all the shit, but at the same point, it's been awesome. It's like it's a good anxiety.
It's like a bad problem to have.
Yeah.
It's like,
a good problem to have.
Good problem to have.
Yeah.
Too many great games.
Yeah,
to
which
check out.
I mean,
And oh man,
we've had
I'm
years
looking
where
right now at Tyler's little giant stack of games.
Yeah.
Fucking Friday the 13th. Oh, I want to play that game so fucking bad.
Spoiler: it's not my game of the year. Listen,
Yes, it is. It's number 1.
it is actually. It is.
It's the last Guardian of this year.
it's just unraveled of this year.
Fucking bring Trico into this one. You leave Trico out of this. You son of a bitch. Fuck you, Gables.
No, you're so cool right now.
Fucking hate all of you guys.
That's awesome.
Anything you guys want to overall thoughts before we get into the last one?
I'm good.
I think you guys did a really good job of summing it up.
Okay. Okay, so going into our last one for this week is most important game, biggest impact. So for me, it's a game I said I was going to talk about a little later. It is a game I just finished. I played the last couple episodes earlier this week. It is a game called Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Cool. Not see this coming.
Yeah, so I had like a whole fucking page here of things to talk about. So the original Life is Strange came out in 2015. It was a really well made Telltale-esque game. Had a really cool mechanic with like you can rewind time a little bit. And there's a butterfly effect and like I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like that. I want to rewind this conversation, start this conversation over again. Like cool mechanic. I thought it was like I said, really well made version of Telltale. Like it was in the upper echelon of a really well made Telltale.
Top
game.
shelf.
Yeah.
Telltale game.
Not the best, but it was good. But I thought I really liked the storyline was okay. I thought the main story was, like I said, was okay. Some of the characters were pretty cool. I liked the characters a lot. Some of the characters stood out to me. There's a step douche. There's David. There's Frank. There's the drug dealer Frank Bowers. You got Chloe. You got fucking Max. And you got Rachel Amber, who wasn't even in the game. And she was, like, to me, very memorable. You got, like, Nathan Prescott. You got Veronica. You got these two... Nathan
Good novel
and,
name.
Yeah, Nathan and Veronica are these like they ran the school like the two douchey kids like there was like this prep school, and
For real.
it was an okay game. It fell just out of my top 10 that year, 2015.
Mm-hmm.
The 2015 was a really good year, and it just didn't quite get it. But, and I was like, I liked it. I was like, oh, I would like to. I like to see more of this. There's some cool stuff there. And then we got the announcement of like Life is Strange 2 is happening. Okay, cool. We're gonna get more of this. Like different characters, different story. I'm like, oh, that sucks. But I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like I didn't love it.
You were optimistic about it.
Yeah. But then E3 happened. They talked about Life is Strange Before the Storm.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, cool. We're actually going to get more Chloe and more Max and all that. Gonna find out it's a prequel to Life is Strange. It's because in Life is Strange, there's a storm coming to destroy Arcadia Bay, the fictional town in Oregon it takes place in.
Oregon, that's right. I knew that was like West Coast.
Yeah. So it's hence the name Before the Storm. And it takes place 3 years before that. There's no time travel mechanic because Max didn't get it until the first episode of the original Life is Strange. So Max isn't even in this game. It takes place. You're the main character. You play as Chloe, and it's kind of actually. So throughout the original Life is Strange, the main there's a lot of things going on in the game, but the main story overall is what happened to Rachel Amber. A lot of people compare it to that TV show that you guys both liked in the early '90s. That just got brought back.
Oh my god! Okay. It's back now.
Well, yeah, it's on Showtime.
I haven't seen it. Sorry.
Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks. Yeah, everybody compares that because of this, because Rachel Amber, the missing girl.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. And the main story of this whole thing is what happened to Rachel. Like, did she run away? Something happened to her. She kidnapped, whatever. And I don't want to spoil anything because I think it's a game. Yeah, there's some problems with the game, but overall, I still think everybody should check it out. First episode's free, PlayStation, Xbox, and all that. Check it out. Like I said, I was excited, but I was a little bummed because of like, what's the catch to this game? What's the catch Before the Storm going into it? I'm like, what's the reason to play this game?
You're like, fuck everything. What's the catch?
Yeah, I'm like, what's gonna make me like this? And it's not even. It's like Don't Nod Entertainment. It's not even making this game. It's a Deck 9 making this, which I don't really know their past work, but I don't. I thought it's like, okay, you're having somebody else work on this. What's it gonna be? So I'm like, what's your draw to this game? But I played episode 1. And it was like the first scene is how Rachel and Chloe meet, and I quickly realized the draw of this game is the characters, it's the world, it's the city, it's the school, it's Arcadia Bay, it's Blackwell High School, it's the mom, it's the step douche, it's Nathan and Veronica. It's 3 years before Life is Strange, and they're freshmen, so that's before they rule the school. It's them as fucking douchey freshman kids that no one really cares about. And I thought, I'm like, okay, these characters are really cool. I like episode 1 quite a bit, and I'm like, I like where this whole thing with Rachel and Chloe went. And I played episode 2, and I think episode 2 might be the greatest episode that ever made for a Telltale game, for Life is Strange, anything, for those episodic kind of games.
Okay.
It is the greatest single episode.
Let's say Empire Strikes Back.
Well, yeah. It's definitely better than the prequels. It's the best prequel ever made. But no, I played episode 2, and I just I fell in love with these characters. I fell in love with not the story. There's some problems with the story. They never seem to have a A+ story in Life is Strange. But it's the relationship, and it's the characters. It's the relationship between the characters that make this game
Stranger
good.
Things.
Yeah, it's you.
The story's not A+, but it's
you go there
the
for
characters are amazing.
You go there for the characters. You go there for the
relationships and how they care about each other.
And
little subtleties.
Yeah, and it's just everything about this is it's just great. And I'm I find myself, so I finished episode 3 a few days ago. And I found myself over the last few days, I think about the game. I get kind of depressed a little bit, knowing that I'm never going to see these characters ever again.
Ooh.
Knowing the fate of these characters and the potential fate of these characters. There's really nowhere to go with this. There's no in between. There's no after. I'm not trying to spoil anything. They could do it, but I don't really want them to. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say, would you also be sad if you knew their fate was a good fate, but like maybe you wouldn't see them again.
It's more, yeah. It's
Is
a
it kind
combination
of
of
like, is it
everything.
kind of like that?
It's a good, bad, fate,
Both.
whatever. I mean, like
It's kind of like, oh, I kind of miss you guys.
they kind of wrap everything up with a bow. And Life is Strange in the original
It's
episodes.
funny you brought up that show because it reminds me of that show right now.
Yeah.
You're saying because I love everything about that show.
Twin Peaks.
The worst thing is like it just ended
Yeah.
to me.
But I mean, they had the
That's-
opportunity to wrap it up. I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I just think this might actually be like the greatest collection of characters in a game to me. Like full stop.
Wow.
Like that's how powerful these characters are, and just everything about this game. Like it feels like they just nail everything about it. Like the feel of it, the tone, the art style, the characters, the music. Like I actually found out they actually on Spotify they made like a soundtrack. They made a collection of soundtrack. I looked up the people that made the music. It's a band called Daughter, and I just been listening to that shit nonstop all week.
Awesome.
It has like hit me on an emotional level that I did not. This game is so much better than it has every right to be. Like I liked Max in the original, and Chloe was like the sidekick in this one. Now you're Max, and Rachel's the sidekick, and it's it's like I said, it's them how they became friends, and it's only over the course of a week, but yet like real quick, and it's kind of like you gotta take a little with a grain of salt because like
yeah.
how they like basically became like this tight in like a few days.
You do with all lots of great things. You
Yeah.
do. I think a lot of it has to do with you.
Yeah, it's like a Romeo and Juliet type of thing where it's like these characters just met and all of a sudden they can't like imagine lives without each other. It's that kind of way to me. It's a tragedy. It's a Shakespeare.
You put a lot into that to come to that like of feelings, the emotional. Like it guided you, but like you gave some too.
Yeah.
You know? I think that's a very important and a special thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had problems with it. I mean, the main story, like I thought, like I wish this would have got 5 episodes instead of 3, because it feels like they kind of flew through a lot of stuff really fast, especially the main
Maybe short
plot.
change it a little bit.
Yeah, because it just felt like the main there was really no main plot until the last half an hour of episode 2, and then like episode 3 was just wrapping up that main plot.
Gotcha.
Like the first episode and a half was just them becoming friends, and then like the last half an hour of episode 2 and episode 3 was just them wrapping up that plot point they made, and it felt like they could have used a couple more episodes to kind of build things more and kind of find that. They just felt like they went through things pretty suddenly, but yeah, I just in this I don't know 6 hours maybe 5 hours that we have these characters in this time, like Rachel Amber is my favorite character in this entire world, in this entire universe they made, and it sucks like the fact she's not even in Life is Strange single episode 1 or season 1, and she was still very memorable to me. And this is the way they talk about her, the way they the way that they
she's this aura that
they
talk about this thing.
Yeah, and just kind of like you hear about her and then you meet her in Before the Storm, and it's like she's just everything, like she's totally different in a lot of ways. Like she's the goody two shoe and the Life is Strange. And this one she's not like a bad person, but she's like she's a radical type, and it's really cool like with Chloe, because like in Life is Strange, the original season, it's been 5 years since her dad died in a car accident, and so she's been like this. She went from being this like just good kid to being like a punk kid. You know, she dyed her hair blue in the punk music. She's kind of like fuck rules and all that. Yeah. And in this one, it's only been
as stereotypical as it might be. It's like that shit's real.
Yeah, and in this one, it's like Before the Storm. It's still real. It's been a little over a year since her dad died. She's still dealing with her dad. She's only 16 in this one, and she still sees her father in hallucinations. She's still trying to figure out who she is. She's still dealing with like her mom just started dating a new person who ends up being her stepdad in the new season. That they're married in the original season. This one they just start dating, and she's doing a lot of things, and everything's a lot more fresher. And I thought, kind of seeing more of Chloe, and really seeing her origin story in a way, add a lot of insight. And the whole thing with Rachel and her dealing with Max, because like the issue in the original one with Max is her and Max were best friends growing up, and then she moved to Seattle, right around the time her dad died, and then just stopped talking. And then, like, in the original, like, her and Max become friends again. And this one, it's still her dealing with the fact that Max and her aren't friends anymore. Yeah. And her just kind of being lost. And then Rachel is kind of the thing that helped her find her way again. And it's just, I think, all in all, it's just, it's fucking fantastic. It's
And it adds so much
yeah
to things you already knew.
yeah. It like I'm not the biggest fan of like prequels in general. Star Wars.
This is the prequels you wish you would have had for Star Wars.
Yes,
in a way.
But it's like the first time ever like where I think prequels actually make me like the originals more. Like I kind of want to go.
It can happen, dude.
I don't think this ever happened to me before in anything. Like a lot of times it makes me dislike things more.
Yeah.
And that's not even a shot at Star Wars, but that's just like in general.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So yeah, I thought it was.
It's not easy to do.
Yeah.
I will say.
And a lot of times you don't want it. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like that's why like when I heard it was a prequel, I'm like, do we need that? But I'm happy we had it. I almost wish, honestly, I wonder if this would have made me enjoy Life is Strange more, having Before the Storm first. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I fucking love this, and
It's very fucking the most important fucking yeah.
yeah,
That's cool.
So yeah, that's my biggest impact / most important game of 2017 to me.
Awesome.
What about you, Gables?
Okay. The game that had the biggest impact on me. There were actually quite a few, but I'm just trying to nail it down to just one. That's the hard part because of how things have been this year. But, excuse me. The game that pretty much had the biggest impact on me would no doubt is Super Mario Odyssey.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's the thing about this game. It's like before then you have the various games that in the Mario series, you're exploring various like 3D worlds and stuff. You play games like Mario 64, which kind of reinvented the whole 3D platformer. You had games like Sunshine, then Galaxy 2.
It made the 3D platformer.
Yeah, it pretty much quintessentially made a 3D platformer.
2D into something different.
Well, yeah, not especially not giving credit to some like Jumping Flash on the PlayStation, which that was a weird 3D game. But the thing about Odyssey that just kind of made things like more impactful was not just the way that the levels were pretty much structured to like the additional types of ideas that the creators had in mind, but it's like everything else inside the game, there's just constantly something to do, and not just something that it's not just like how much stuff there is to do, but just how you can just find a lot of stuff like just from the subtleties of like just exploring the terrains. It's like, oh hey, there's something right over here. Maybe I'll get something if I do this and that, and all of a sudden you figure it out, and you actually do get something from doing something you experiment with. It's like. It's that type of freedom inside of a platforming game that we've missed for quite a long time. And in a sense, it's pretty much how I feel that Mario Odyssey quintessentially is better than Mario 64 in certain regards, because even with Mario,
it's an Odyssey.
Well, yeah, I understand. But even with games like Mario 64, it's like you got worlds and stuff where you can explore, you can do this and do that inside the realms of the context here. But with Odyssey, it just feels a lot more grander. It feels a lot more just expanded in terms of like content and quality and like replayability as well. And I gotta admit, man, it's like coming into this year and stuff, I thought that this was gonna be a great game, but making it so in the way where I feel like it's probably one of the best Mario games I've ever played. It's just crazy seeing all of the key details of this game just locked in, like just subtleties inside this massive adventure. It's like it's impactful because it pretty much appeals to my sense as a gamer from when I started gaming. I started my gaming hobby and stuff while playing Mario games, and all of a sudden seeing like almost like a 30-year retrospective of myself playing these games back to when I was a child up until right now where I'm like a full adult, just still enjoying the Mario games, but this is just something more crafted to like suitable for anybody, pretty much. You could be a 30-year-old adult and just go through and like play a Mario game and just have fucking fun. You're smiling ear to ear, you're having such a great time. You could be of any age range, pick up this game, and it's full-on enjoyment from the get-go. And in that way, that's why Super Mario Odyssey has been the most impactful game for me this year.
That's cool, man.
Hell yes.
Yes. A lot more upbeat than mine.
Yes. Way more upbeat than any of mine. One.
Okay.
Mine's less upbeat than both of yours. Which yours is less upbeat than his. Mine's even lower. Are you done? I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm done.
This honestly is your fucking most. That's great. I love that. Mine is a game I haven't played. Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think yours might be more depressing than mine. But go ahead.
It's. I thought it's a kind of cliche probably to talk about, but it's like I love Star Wars. I love it a little too much probably sometimes.
Yeah, it does.
And also, I think this game someday will be looked at as like a thing to be like, man, maybe for the people that made it too, like, don't do that again, or like, don't do what they did, because that's fucking sick, or just like. They did something that everybody else is doing in a sick way, but made it look a lot more sick. I don't know.
In a way, we're talking about 2017 being the ripple effects for like positive for the gaming generation. This might be in a different way too.
It might be positive.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Unless people emulate this game.
Yeah.
I can't see anyone trying to do, but it can happen.
Maybe Battlefront 3.
Darth Maul is going to get involved here. No. Yeah. Battlefield 3. No, Star Wars Battlefront 2. I'm just not interested. So I guess that's the most. It's important because, like, I love Star Wars and video games. I don't give a fuck about this game.
Yeah.
That sucks.
It's what makes it important or an impact to you is the fact that it's something Star Wars, you don't care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could write some stuff off, but I feel like they at least, you know, as fiction to fiction as it might be, like with the first one, it's like they at least kept some things a little ungross. It was still gross, don't get me wrong. Yeah. But like this game goes beyond Star Wars. I hope the impact is positive on the people that made it, the company that made it, and also everything else involved in the long run.
Mm.
So most important game is that game to me. Not that I obviously don't love the game. I never played the game. I don't hate it either because I haven't played it. But just someday I will probably dabble into it, but I just don't care. So that's saying something.
Yeah.
Because I do love Star Wars. I gotta take a piss.
That's right. Well, we're gonna wrap up the show then, because that was actually the last question. He's hurting again. He's gonna go to the bathroom.
It really does.
Why are you going to the bathroom? I'm gonna wrap the show up.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem. I'm gonna cover your list up because I don't want to look at it.
Yes, don't look at it.
Yeah, stop. You're really bad at poker. Yes. He just shows you his cards. He's like squatting for no reason.
I don't know why it hurts so bad,
Oh my god.
You guys can see the way he's doing like a duck walk right now when he's walking to the bathroom. Yeah. But no, I just thank you guys so much for listening. This is actually probably gonna be our last real episode of the year. So I just want to thank you guys for listening to us this year. If you want to hear more from us, we have a Facebook page and group. It is Drunk Nerds Podcast on there. So like and join us on there. Talk to us. It's a good place to check us out. Also, another place to check us out on is on Twitter at Drunk Nerds Pod. Follow us on there. And then on YouTube, Drunk Nerds, just Drunk Nerds actually. Subscribe to us in there. Podcast goes up in there as well. Like the show if one goes up on there. Leave a comment. Appreciate those. And also, if you want to hear the show, it's on iTunes. Subscribe to us on there. And leave us a 5-star review. And a nice little review saying what you'd like about the show. Do that, we'll shout you on the show. And then, last but not least, on Twitch, twitch.tv/drunknerdspodcast. Follow us on there and send us friend requests. We like friends. Friends are good. We do the show because we're friends. And we like to have more friends because we do the show. But yeah, other than that, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back for you guys in a week. For us in a couple minutes. with our Game of the Year show. So until then, you guys have a wonderful New Year's week, whenever you listen to the show. 10 years from now, I don't know. Yeah, thank you guys, and we'll see you next week.
Later, people.
Excuse me. A few too many beers there. Anyways, we're on iTunes now, so go on there, check us out, and if you like us, leave us a review, and we'll even shout you out. And Jack will send you his credit card number.